Hi everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks so much for joining me for another tutorial today. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you that starting this month with every $50 purchase before tax and shipping, I'm going to be sending a free gift along with a thank you card. Now, if you're spending $150 or more, don't use the host code with the link below. I will send you a gift anyway. But if you're ordering anywhere from $0 to $150, just use the host code link below and I will send you a gift for anything over $50. And I appreciate your order so much. So I want to send you a gift. Okay. Today we are going to do an elegant sympathy card. And I'm going to be using the two-tone Flora bundle from page 15 on the mini catalog. And this is just a image set. It's got flowers, leaves, all the bits and pieces for making two-step flowers. So if you haven't done any two-step stamping, I'll show you how to do that and give you a couple tips. And then, since it doesn't have words, I'm using the Something Fancy stamp set. It's actually another bundle that is in the same suite, but I'm just using the stamp set today. So let us get started. I am starting out, I love monochromatic cards, and soft suede's one of my favorites. So I'm starting with the soft suede card base. It's just a half sheet of cardstock, and then I've added a piece of basic white for the inside. And then for the front, I've die cut the large background die, and I've used shimmery white cardstock, which I love this. It's not, if you can see between the two, it's a little more cream colored than basic white, and it's a little bit thicker, and it's got this great kind of sparkly sheen to it. You can't really see it on the video, but in person you can. Love this paper. Okay, so I'm going to stamp and die cut one flower. We're going to use the larger flower from the image, and there's two pieces to this flower. There's the outline image and then the filler image. So I'm using soft suede for both. Now when I do two-step stamping, I tend to do my darker image first. So I'm going to do the outline in the darker, just like that. And then my filler image is going to be lighter. So I ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp off once off my scrap paper. See how dark that is? It's going to be a lot lighter now. And then I've stamped my dark image so I can easily see, hope my head's not in the way, easily see to line this up through my image. Isn't that beautiful? Now you can see my dies are a little reddish tinted. Red will stain. Red stains your photopolymer, and I have actually only used brown ink on this stamp, but brown has a lot of red in it. So if you're using brown, purples, you know, anything, or oranges, you will notice you'll have a little bit of a red stain, and it's okay. Doesn't affect your stamps. You can lighten it up a little bit using some hand sanitizer if, you know, it doesn't completely get the stain away, but if it's real heavy, it might lighten it up a bit. Okay, so we need to die cut our flower. If you don't have dies, you can absolutely hand cut that. Just kind of turn that around. Let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm not prepared today. Let's grab this, flip it around so I can use it. And I've got an old magnetic plate that I'm going to use. Oh, look how well loved that cutting plate is, but it's still flat, so I keep using it. Okay. Line that up, crank it through. There we go. Okay, now if see, I've got a little heavier white line on one side than I do the other. And if that happens and you don't like the extra white, just trim around it a little bit. Sometimes that happens, and I was going quick, so I wasn't paying too much attention. And does that happen a lot with me? Yes. Well, I'm just going along, it's Speedy Gonzalez, and not paying attention to where everything's going. So that's okay. All right. But I love the brown flowers, and this is a great card to do this on. Okay, now I have a piece of our linen ribbon. I think it's called linen ribbon. It's in the annual catalog, and I will post all the supplies and measurements on my blog. But I'm going to stamp with Deepest Sympathy right on my ribbon. This is a nice dark brown, so it will show. I'm just going to stamp it. I'm not pushing too hard. Just give it a second. Make sure that ink soaks into the fabric. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So yes, you can absolutely stamp on your ribbon. Okay, I'm going to give that just a second to dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to just put a little adhesive, a little of our seal adhesive on the back of my ribbon just to hold it in place. All right, and I am going to put this across the front of my die cut piece, and I can put this around the back because it's not going to show. All right, and let's put a little bit of adhesive, or I'm just using the liquid glue, very lightly because I don't want it squishing through, because these are very thin areas. And then I tend to just add a little bit here in some of the areas that have more cardstock. Now you could also use the adhesive sheets, which I always think to use after I've already cut it. So that's not going to do me any good. So I'm just going to go with what we have. Just wherever there's maybe a little thicker or more cardstock or surface area. Okay. Now we're going to adhere this right to the front. This shimmery white piece is only 1/8 of an inch smaller than my card front. So I cut it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm just going to press it, make sure everything sticks down. Look at that. And with the darker color in the background, all that die cut image really pops out. Okay. Now all we have to do is attach our flower with a couple of dimensionals. I'm going to do one at the top, one kind of at the bottom. So I make sure I get it, it's going to hit the ribbon a little bit, but it's also going to get on that cardstock. And I can just lay this right on top of this existing flower at the same angle. Covers that flower. And there you go. That is it. I mean, how quick and easy and elegant is that? I actually used this in our Stampery event from, I guess it was last month, but I am making several more of these today because I need some sympathy cards. But super quick and easy to do, gorgeous, gorgeous cards. And that's it. So thanks so much. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future cards. All right, thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.